Welcome, everyone, to the channel. Not a live video, channel. Doing a pre recorded video. I am currently in not such a great place mentally, excuse me. And I'm very depressed. I have a lot of anxiety. My mental health is shot, so to speak. But it doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing what it is that I do. It doesn't mean that I'm going to stop putting things out there for people to learn something, to gather something, to grab something, to want something or understand something. I need to keep moving forward. I need to become better. I keep rolling in my head what it is that I lost. And for me, what I lost was very heavy and very important to me. I was putting a lot into that situation. A lot of myself. I was really pouring myself out there. I think between being unacceptably drunk and needing to get emotions out, just did it the wrong way. And things were done, consequences have been paid. Still have hope. I never lose hope. And I think that's what keeps me going is hope. But the one thing I wanted to do is take a little while and do a reading to read the Satanic Bible. Many of you have said that you enjoy my voice, you like listening to me speak, so I figured I might as well read to you, yeah? So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be reading the Satanic Bible. And we're going to start not at the priest, but at the 9 Satanic Statements, which I really don't need the book to read these, but anyway. The 9 Satanic Statements. Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. 2. Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. Number 3. Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit. Number 4. Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. 5. Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. 6. Satan represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires. 7. Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those that walk on all fours, who, because of his divine spiritual and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all. Satan represents all of the so-called sins as they all lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification. Satan has been the best friend the church has ever had, as he has kept it in business all these years. So some of these, I want to kind of break these down a little bit. Some of them, not all of them, but the ones that kind of really jump out to me. And these are things that I firmly believe in as a positive. Yeah. So, vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. Living your life to the most, getting the most out of your life, right? Instead of trying to live your life a specific way to gain access to something that, for all intents and purposes, doesn't exist. undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit, truly learning from the experiences in your life instead of deceiving yourself and lying to yourself that what you're learning is more than what it truly is. Kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. This idea of trying to love everyone or, be everybody's friend, you know, don't cheapen the love that you have. Those that deserve your love and that you give your love to, give them all of it. Don't try to spread yourself too thinly with who you're putting your love into. Vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. I think many times in society, people have a tendency of just kind of walking the other way and always reflecting and going back, right? They always kind of go back into that idea, oh, I should have done this or I wish I did that. Oh, didn't do it. Responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires. Personal accountability, personal responsibility. Be responsible for yourself. Don't try to drain off of other people or blame other people. Be responsible for yourself. I think that those are kind of like the ones that stand out the most to me. Fire, the Book of Satan, the Inferno diatribe. The first book of the Satanic Bible is not an attempt to blaspheme as much as it is a statement of what might be termed diabolical indignation. The devil has been attacked by the men of God relentlessly and without reservation. Never has there been an opportunity, short of fiction, the Dark Prince, to speak out in the same manner as the spokesman of the Lord of the righteous. The pulpit ponders of the past have been free to define good and evil as they see fit, and have gladly smashed into oblivion any who disagree with their lies, both verbally and at times physically. Their talk of charity, when applied to his infernal majesty, becomes an empty sham. And most unfairly, too, considering the obvious fact that without their satanic foe, their very religions would collapse. How sad that the allegorical personage most responsible for the success of spiritual religions is shown the least amount of charity and the most consistent abuse, and by those who most unconsciously, that is a typo, we're going to cut that out, unconsciously preach the rules of fair play. For all the centuries of shouting down the devil has received, he has never shouted back at his detractors. He has remained the gentleman at all times, while those he supports rant and rave. He has shown himself to be the model of deportment. But now he feels it is time to shout back. He has decided it is finally time to receive his due. Now the ponderous rule books of hypocrisy are no longer needed. In order to relearn the law of the jungle, a small, slim diatribe will do. Each verse is an inferno. Each word is a tongue of fire. Flames of hell burn fierce and purify. Read on, learn the law. This is a very, very good book of philosophy. Whether you look at it theologically or, just pure philosophy, I think that there's much more in this book that can be learned than in any other book, like the Bible. So, the Book of Satan, 1. In this arid wilderness of steel and stone, I rise up my voice that you may hear. To the east, to the west, I beckon. To the north, to the south, show a sign proclaiming death to the weakling, wealth to the strong. Open your eyes that you may see, O men of mildewed minds, and listen to me, ye bewildered millions. for I stand forth to challenge the wisdom of the world, to interrogate the laws of man and of God. I request reasons for your golden rule and ask the why and wherefore of your 10 commands. Before none of your printed idols do I bend in acquaintance, and he who saith thou shalt, to me is my mortal foe. I dip my forefinger in the watery blood of your impotent, mad Redeemer, and write over his thorn-torn brow, the true Prince of Evil, the King of the slaves. No hoary falsehood shall be truth to me, no stifling dogma shall encramp my pen. I break away from the conventions that do not lead to my earthly success and happiness. I raise up, in stern invasion, the standard of the strong. I gaze into the glassy eye of your fearsome Jehovah. To pluck him, beard, I uplift and draw a broad axe and split open his worm-eaten skull. I blast out the ghastly contents of philosophically whitened splutchers and laugh with sardonic wrath. 2. Behold the crucifix. What does it symbolize? Pallid incompetence hanging on a tree. I question all things as I stand before the festering and varnished facades of your haughtiest moral dogmas. I write thereon letters of blazing scorn. Lo and behold, all this is fraud. Gather around me, O ye death defiant, and the earth itself shall be thine. Have and to hold. Too long the dead hand has been permitted to sterilize living thought. Too long right and wrong, good and evil, have been inverted by false prophets. No creed must be escaped upon authority of a divine nature. Religions must be put to the question. No moral dogma must be taken for granted. No standard of measurement defied. There is nothing inherently sacred about moral codes, like the wooden idols of long ago. They are the work of human hands, and what man has made, man can destroy. He that is slow to believe anything and everything is of great understanding, for belief in one false principle is the beginning of all unwisdom. The chief duty of every new age is to unpraise new men to determine its liberties, to lead it towards material success, to rend the rusty padlocks and chains, dead custom that always prevent healthy expansion, theories and ideas that may have meant life and hope and freedom for ancestors may now mean destruction, slavery, and dishonor to us. As environments change, no human ideals standeth sure. Wherever, therefore, a lie is built unto itself a throne, let it be assailed without pity, without regret. For under domination of an inconvenient falsehood, no one can prosper. Let established sophisms be dethroned, rooted out, burnt, and destroyed, for they are a standing menace to all true nobility of thought and action. Whatever alleged truth is proven by results to be but an empty fiction, let it be unceremoniously flung into the outer darkness among the dead gods, dead empires, dead philosophies, and other useless lumber and wreckage. The most dangerous of all enthroned lies is the holy, sanctified, the privileged lie, the lie everyone believes to be the model truth. It is the fruitful mother of all other popular errors and delusions. It is the hydra-headed tree of unreason with 1,000 roots. It is a social cancer. The lie that is known to be a lie is half eradicated, but the lie that even intelligent persons accept is fact, the lie that has been inculcated in a little child, its mother's knee, is more dangerous to contend against than a creeping pestilence. Popular lies have ever been in the most potent enemies of personal liberty. There is only one way to deal with them: cut them out to the very core, just as cancers. Exterminate them, root and branch. Annihilate them, or they will us. So, that is the starting point for the Book of Satan, Satanic Bible. We did the 9 Satanic Statements, and we did the first 2 parts of the Book of Satan. We still have 3, 4, and 5 to go before we get to air the Book of Lucifer. I think we're going to do this series probably 1 or 2 videos a week, and I'm just going to go through and we're going to read a part or a section, and then we're going to go through that and kind of I'll talk about it a little bit, say what I think it means. And yeah, thank you all for hanging out. Greatly appreciate it. As always, hail thy fucking self. See you guys in the next one.